Thanks so much for joining me today. We are going to dive into the conversation in a moment. First, I wanted to remind you that the show notes and links mentioned on this podcast are on my website at lizasivekmarketing.com. That's Liza with a Z and Civic with an S. So, okay, let's get started. Hello, magicians. It's Liza Sivek back with you again. And today we are talking with Bethany Hilt, a friend of mine, who is the founder and owner of the Vertera Beauty and Skincare line. Did I say that right? Hold on.
Yep.
Beauty and Skincare? Okay. The Vertera Beauty and Skincare line. And I am really excited to have her talk to us today about marketing a new product line in such a important slice of the market, and also talk a little bit about how we can look up, awake, and beautiful for our work from home Zoom calls, having to do skincare, not just a ton of makeup tricks. So let's start out. First of all, hello, Bethany. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
And tell us, what is Vertera?
So Vertera was a clean beauty brand before clean beauty really became a fashionable term. So Vertera is based on hyperactive naturals that can turn around the look of your skin in as soon as 72 hours. So you see an instant glow, but you can really start to see visible improvements in wrinkle reduction, brightness, clarity. So if you suffer from breakouts, in just a few days, instead of having to wait weeks for those kinds of results, which is really typical. And as I said, we're kind of an OG clean beauty brand. So no parabens, no phthalates, no synthetic dyes, no synthetic fragrances, no hydroquinone, none of those things that are, that you want to keep out of your body and that aren't that great for your skin.
Okay. Yes. Excellent. Now, as a new company, how did you approach marketing a skincare line in what is a very big, big market and with lots and lots of players in it?
Yeah, well, that is definitely an important consideration. And I would have to say the ability to be able to use social media is a big advantage because it's less expensive than print ads. It's less expensive than other forms of advertising, television, billboards, all these things that, used to be the only options that business owners had to really help promote besides PR, of course. PR is, earned media, as we call it. Advertising is paid media. And social media is a huge, huge resource that business owners can take advantage of and definitely should. And picking the platform that's right for them, I think that's the key. I know personally as a small business owner, I always feel like I have to be on every platform, and it's hard to do unless you have the resources behind you, not just from a financial perspective, but also from a human resources perspective to be able to do that. But you'll find as you really come into your own with your brand, I believe that, you'll learn which platforms really do fit your brand better. You might feel like you have to be on Snapchat. Snapchat may not be right for your brand. You may not resonate with Snapchat. You may like Instagram better or TikTok better or Pinterest better, but pick the couple that you really resonate with and that you think your customers resonate with as well, and where they're spending a lot of time. And sometimes that might surprise you. Sometimes you might find them in areas that you didn't think of, and then that's where you need to put your focus.
Well, I think going into social media, you make a very good point. I think you're going into social media knowing, or you want to know, who your ideal customer and who your target audience or audiences are, because that will help you decide where they are. And if the reports show your demographic isn't on TikTok or isn't on Snapchat, or you don't want to do straight live videos and other things that are a certain amount of length, those aren't going to be the right platforms for you, as you said. So I think that's a very important consideration. You mentioned PR. You have a public relations background. That's the career you came from. How does that inform how you market your line?
I'm always thinking about key messages and the story that I want to tell, the story angle I want to tell. So that definitely comes into play with, each video and that I do, because I really focus on video content, and really making sure, okay, what is it that I'm trying to get across in this 15 seconds or in this 30 seconds? So it's, if you think about it, remember I mentioned TV ads at the top of this. Think about those as a 15-second TV spot, a 30-second TV spot, to kind of get your mind wrapped around it. Like, you have to be really focused, really succinct. And for me, being on Rotera was a brand that was able to be on one of the TV shopping networks, that really helped to kind of kick off awareness for us, and we did extremely well. We sold out. We always, hit our numbers, and that really helped me to get my message down into, important sound bites, which really helps what I do now with a lot of the video content, because you just have to keep it tight. You have to keep it really succinct, and sometimes that's hard.
Yeah, that's very important, because then you're getting evergreen content out of it too. You can take each focus point and you can make it more. Evergreen content, for those that don't know, is content that you can take and use over and over and over again, because there's nothing seasonal or timely or specific about it. It's something that is always true. So that gives you a lot to work with when it's only a 15-second focus that you can, pull out of a live video or a webinar or recording. Speaking of live and recorded videos, they are very, very important to marketing a product like this. I think people like to know who they are buying from. They like to know if they're going to relate to you. They like to know if you look like you're using the product and it's doing what you claim. And if you've seen Bethany and you have been on her site, you will never guess how old she is. So it's obviously doing something for her. So what has been your experience of doing live and recorded videos and relating to your audience?
Yeah, I mean, I love video. Like I said, I'm like a fish in water when I'm on TV. That is where I am personally most comfortable. So video for me is just a natural, and I feel really fortunate with that. I love the interaction. I love being able to share my knowledge, share my tips, bust a lot of beauty myths, because what some people may not know about the brand is that, I did not come from this industry. I really bring a consumer's perspective that was very fed up with all the smoke and mirrors and marketing, kind of, how do I want to say it, kind of, sometimes, just kind of marketing language that was behind or used for some of the products that I was buying, that the products were never able to live up to those standards. So that's why I'm such a stickler about ingredients and the formulas that I create, and showing people that they do work. I'm 50 now, so really showing people that if you're diligent with your skincare, you're using really good skincare that has a lot of actives in it, and is created to give you the results that it says it's going to give, it makes a huge difference. It makes an absolute huge difference. And you'll end up using fewer products. You'll be able to, forego Botox if you choose, if with fillers, if you choose. And if you are doing those things and you don't want to give those up, that's fine. But good skincare will make those treatments, those efforts look even better, because, a Botox injection or a filler injection is not going to do anything for the look and health of your skin itself. If you have red, broken out, clogged pores, flaky skin, uneven skin, dark spots, all that's not going to be helped by an injection. It's just not. So you still need good skincare as part of that. So just being able to use video to help educate people, give tips, and have them use those tips and come back and say, hey, that really helped me. That really worked. That's the greatest feeling ever.
Whether you wear makeup or not, you want a good foundation under that makeup.
Oh, yeah.
Foundation meaning skin foundation, not foundation makeup. So you want a good skin tone. You want a good healthy skin. You want to be hydrated, and it's not just drinking 8 glasses of water a day. There's more to it than that. Our skin is taking a lot of abuse every day from the environment, from UV, from our own lifestyles, and whatever weather that you're dealing with. And I think we forget that it's there as a protective barrier. So if we want it to look good, and we want to come onto our Zoom calls with skin that does not look like you've been out fighting, bears and storms and wind, then, or, whatever you have in your neighborhood, we should probably consider that first. One of the things I'm going to be doing actually is this coming week, I'm going to be showing you videos of me trying the neck serum, because that's a big thing for me right now to be concerned about, because I am in the middle of losing weight. I would admit being the same generation as Bethany, but I like to say that I'm a lot younger. No, I'm just kidding. I always say my age. Bethany's actually a little tiny bit younger than me. So I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can. So I'm definitely going to try the neck serum, which is amazing stuff. I've been told, and I can't wait to try it. It works for Bethany, and it works for her other customers. Yeah. So, what's that?
It's technique too. So I'll show you that technique before we leave.
Oh yes, technique. You can't just slap it on, I guess. So she's going to have to tell me the technique, and we will show that separate from the podcast. We'll show that on our marketing, on our website, and our Instagram, et cetera, because that would be awesome. So going back to the background of this, you said that you did not come from a background of skincare. You came from PR, but you have told me that your grandmother taught you a lot of the foundations of what to use on your skin, and that you ended up, following that thread along to creating Vertera. So tell me about that, how that started.
Yeah, so when I was young, I remember I was about 6 years old when my grandmother started teaching me how to make skincare products, and we would do that together. So we were using natural ingredients. We were making up face masks, hair conditioners, facial lotions, different types of moisturizers, just really from natural ingredients that we had in the kitchen. And it just really ignited my passion for skincare ingredients. And what I just researched ingredients relentlessly from a young age. And this was pre-internet.
I was going to say, you didn't do this off of YouTube, huh?
No, not off YouTube. And even as an adult, the internet was not with me along, for a good portion, of those adult years. So, but it became a passion. And for me, my twist on that, the natural piece, I'm a firm believer in that. It doesn't matter if it's clean, if it's natural, if it doesn't actually work. So I pair natural ingredients with clean scientific ingredients to really give you that synergy. And so that's a real distinction and one of the hallmarks of Vertera. And that's one of the things that I just am so passionate about, and coming up with these really innovative formulations.
And that's what informs your marketing about it, because this is your niche. This is your audience that you're trying to reach.
Yes. And I don't, when you talk about that marketing, I don't expect everyone else to be an ingredient junkie like me.
No.
I think that was one of the biggest learnings, was that not everybody, if I say this term or I use this phrase, they may not know what that is, even though I think that everybody knows what that is. Well, everybody doesn't know what that is. So that really helped me to make sure that I'm communicating in a way that that they understand and how they look at products. They're more concerned, I think, with what it does. Sometimes there are some customers that are very concerned about the ingredients that are in it. They're looking for certain ingredients, but overall, that's not where their expertise lies. They just want to know that it works. And I try
Right.
to.
They're not going to mix it up at home. So they're
Exactly.
going to go to you for that.
Yeah.
That's called the curse of knowledge, when you know jargon so well that you just think, well, this is really simple and everyone must understand it. So I don't want to talk down to them. But actually, it's just become second nature to you as the expert. It's one of the mistakes people make in their marketing. You're exactly right, because we tend to drop those words and then go, oh, wait, they're not going to know what that means. They're not going to know what evergreen means, and if you do know, great. I'm not trying to be redundant, but most people don't. That's one of the biggest questions I get, is how do you do that and what's it called? So when you talk about not dropping jargon, like the ingredients and the scientific terms of the clean product part of it, I wouldn't know what those mean either. And I'd be like, okay, so they're talking to me about something really scientific to make me think it's really scientific, but what does it do? Why should I buy it?
Yeah. And that's one thing that I get super excited about our restorative night cream. It's won awards. It has platelet-derived growth factors in it that are absolutely amazing. They have over 540 skin and proteins and peptides that are comprised in them. And I love that. I could talk about that for hours, but I understand that people, the general population will not really relate to that. So I have to say, it does this, and this is how, in case you really want to know how.
Right. So when you see Bethany out and about or at a cocktail party, you know that to start a conversation with you, just have to mention peptides. Okay. Everybody write that down. Okay. Okay. So another big point of this particular podcast is Bethany told me that she will help me give you some advice for skincare on Zoom calls and, other places, because we are seeing other places online, because we are seeing a ton of YouTubes and TikToks about how to look good for a Zoom call. Magazines that normally do, their go out and about to these festivals this year haven't been able to do that. So they're filling their articles with how to look good for a Zoom call, how to do something for work from home, etc. But what I have not seen, and I have looked, is one that says, what if you don't want to wear makeup? What if you are rolling out of bed, taking care of your dogs, your kids, your spouse, your house, whatever it is you have to do, or you're just rolling out of bed because you had a late night the night before, and you have to figure out how to look good sometime between coffee and the meeting kickoff. And often a lot of us only have 15 minutes to do that or less. Mm-hmm. How do you do that if you don't wear makeup or don't have time? And Bethany's going to give us some tips on showing up, how to look awake, put together, without having to, invest in a bunch of contouring products.
Yep.
And you should have this anyway, because even if you do contour, it's going to look better, like she said. Exactly. So what can we do?
Exactly. Well, and you know what? That happened to me this morning because I woke up and I had a call with the Middle East this morning. So that applies to me. And, I hope you use a screenshot or something, because I want people to be able to see I'm not wearing foundation. So we'll
do a little video that we'll record separately, and I will put it up.
So all I have on right now, I have on blush, I have on eyebrow pencil, because once you're over 40, if you're a woman, you need eyebrow pencil because you have no eyebrows.
Eyebrows leave the building. Yes.
They leave the building. And I'm trying to think. I think that's it. Just as so I'm trying to think, did I put anything? Oh, a little bit of concealer, just a dot in the eye, inner corners. And so you don't need, and this is even when I do videos for social media, this is all I have on. So if you don't want to wear makeup, or if you don't wear makeup, if you're a man and you're listening to this, you're definitely going to want to pay attention to this, because this applies to you too. Men need skincare too. Y'all need to wear some sunscreen, and y'all need some skincare. So
that's right. We all have skin. We need sunscreen and skincare.
Exactly. So one of the things is that you want to make sure that you're using products that are going to make your skin look hydrated instead of really dry. And that means take a look at the cleanser that you're using. Take a, is it drying? If your skin is too, feels tight and dry, two sizes too small, if it hurts to smile after you cleansed your skin, you have the wrong cleanser. That is a cleanser that is not serving you well. You want a cleanser that's going to leave your skin with a proper moisture balance and impart an instant glow, hopefully afterwards. So our refining treatment cleanser, it's a lotion to clear cleanser serum. It does give you that instant little subtle glow. So right from the get-go, you're already starting off with your first step that is giving your skin moisture balance. You're getting a little bit of glow. Your daytime moisturizer, which should include SPF in it, because even indoors, you can get sun damage indoors. A lot of people don't think about that, but the sun, streams in through the windows, and you can get sun damage just from being indoors if you're by a window. And if you're doing Zoom calls, more often than not, you're going to try to be finding a window to be near so that you have really good lighting. So making sure that you've got that SPF, but also it needs to give your skin that hydrated, fresh look. So something that's going to be more matte might make you look a little bit chalky, might make you look a little bit older, might not, make your skin look the best on a Zoom call. So those are all things to consider when you're, thinking about skincare. Another thing is, in terms of taking care of your skin itself, I'd love to show you, well, I'll tell you about it because I keep forgetting we're not doing video, we're doing audio.
Because we can see each other, I know that you keep thinking
know.
we're vlogging, but we're not. And you're gonna do a video and we're gonna show everybody when this goes live.
Yeah. So one of the things that you can use to help, just build upon your skincare products is a gua sha. And a gua sha it can be made out of jade. You'll see them made out of different materials. You'll see them made out of rose quartz. You'll see them made out of all sorts of different materials now, and this will help you in detoxifying and helping reduce puffiness because it's going to move lymph from your skin. And the way that you use it is that you start with your neck because you need to open that up so that as you move up your face, any puffiness, any of that fluid can drain down. And this will be a huge help for those of you that have puffy eyes. So if
okay, so tell us how to spell that name of that tool.
So it's two words. So gua, Gua, sha, Shua.
Okay, and it looks like a little curved, it's like a little bit bigger than a credit card, and it's a little curved slice of rose quartz or jade, in your case, jade, with little corners, little rounded corners. So that's going to contour to your face and your neck.
Exactly. And if you have a lot of fluid buildup on your jawline, if you use this morning and night, that will help with that. So that's another way that you can give your skincare products a little bit of a helping hand as well. Give your skin a helping hand and look better on Zoom calls because if you struggle with puffiness, especially for the eyes, other parts of the face, the gua sha, doing a really quick massage, and honestly it only takes maybe 2 minutes at the most.
And it sounds fun. It is. That's the same theory behind facial massage and moving everything through the lymph nodes, etc. And it looks like it'd be really, really relaxing too, especially during allergy season when we wake up with puffy eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing that I would say too, when if you don't have a ring light or something like that. I know a lot of people don't want to buy those if they're just doing Zoom calls for work, and that's fine. You can get, around that by positioning your computer in front of a window. If you don't have a window in your office or where you're sitting, where you're set up, just take either a floor lamp or, depending if your table is situated in a place where you can actually have a floor lamp there, or a tabletop lamp, take the shade off, and that will give you a lot of light coming towards your face, put it in front of your face. And that's a way to get around having a ring light if you need some lighting in a pinch. There might be a day where your window setup is perfect, but what happens on the day where you have a thunder and you have no sunlight coming in? You're going to need to come up with an alternative. So that could be a really quick, in a pinch alternative that'll work.
Yes, and use the right color light bulb. Do not use warm yellows. Don't do that. Use one of those real life kind of shades. But yes, that's exactly right. You could just take, I mean, ring lights are inexpensive, but not everyone has a place for them. Not everyone, wants them around their kids and leave them out all the time because they're really easily knocked over. But taking the shade off a lamp is a really, really good suggestion, as long as you have the right color light bulb and you don't put it directly under your chin and look like Boris Karloff in the horror movies.
Exactly. You want it to be facing straight on. And the reason you want to take the shade off is that the shade it's going to dim the light output so much that it's not even going to make a difference. You just have to take that shade off.
Right. That's made to direct the light down and up, not out. Yeah. Exactly. So what's the next step? We've done the gua sha and we've put ourselves in front of a nice lamp. What do we do for our skin with Vertera?
Well, now if you are in need of a good skincare routine, that's where you can start to incorporate some of these products. If we're going to do a giveaway where you get to try Smoothing Neck Serum, which is soon becoming here Liza's favorite new product. Yeah, full size of that, and along with a discovery kit that will give you travel and discovery sizes of our refining treatment cleanser, our dramatic transformation cream, which is our bestseller. That's the product that launched the brand when I got frustrated with my skin and all those products let me down. I took all that ingredient knowledge and made a homemade cream for myself. Had no intention of selling it, and literally was stopped on the street by several strangers asking what I used, that my skin was glowing, and the rest is history. It's still our best-selling product. And then our restorative night cream. So you'll get a chance to incorporate those into your routine and see how those make a difference for you.
That is exciting. I love to give stuff away for free to people. Love it. Absolutely love it. And I'm really excited to try the neck serum for myself, as I said, and these other products at some point as well. And I think that's great. So we're going to be putting that up on our website and social media. Since you mentioned it, let me explain. We will be asking you to go to Vertera, which is Vertere on Instagram. All the links will be in our show notes. Bethany's going to give you the links at the end, and you will follow, comment, and hashtag marketing myths and magic. And we will pick one random winner a week from today, from this podcast when it first launches, and pick one person randomly, and we'll have Bethany send that discovery kit and neck serum out to you. And then you can look as good as me, or at least your neck. So the cleanser and the skincare, all of these things work together. What about maskne? We're in the middle of the end, well, at the end of COVID, but we're still all stuck with these masks for a little while. Mm-hmm. The end may be near, but what people who are breaking out for the first time in decades are dealing with this. Maskne is a real thing.
Oh, it's definitely a real thing. And I will just complete just a little quick side note. Every single one of Vertera's products are non-comedogenic, which means non-pore clogging by design. So when I hit that breaking point with my skin, because I was in my, mid 30s, and your skin changes. Once you hit your mid 30s, things happen.
Yes, they do. Every decade, something happens for all of us, men and women. Yeah.
All that sun damage from your years of, sunbathing, going to the tanning beds, being out without, sunscreen, all that comes
just commuting next to car window without sunscreen, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Because remember, it comes through the windows. So my skin was just an absolute nightmare of breakouts like a teenager again, dark spots, and real wrinkles for the first time. So every Butera product is designed to help smooth wrinkles, firm the skin, help diminish dark spots and discolorations, and also help keep your skin clear. So any of the products will help you do that. And if you're, if you're looking to see, well, hey, do I have anything right now that will help with that? Your best bet to use is a high percentage of alpha hydroxy acids in your products. So that's where, lactic acid is one of my very favorite ingredients. It's such a powerhouse ingredient, such a workhorse. It does all of those things that I mentioned. And I certainly add other things in there to make it super synergistic to get those really fast results. But alpha hydroxy acids will they remove the dead skin cells from the surface of your skin. And that helps actually to clear up any breakouts that you might have. And the great thing is that just because it's clearing breakouts, that doesn't mean it's going to dry your skin. So anybody that's listening that, if you are, dealing with wrinkles, your skincare routine is focused around smoothing out the appearance of wrinkles, and you have dry skin and you're concerned, oh gosh, I don't want to use that because if it's going to clear up a blemish, is that going to dry out my skin? It's not going to. It's not, those are not, it's a very potent ingredient, but it's not necessarily drying. When you think of the things that I would not use, do not use benzoyl peroxide in any form. Avoid, micronize, anything like that. BB is drying. Benzoyl peroxide is drying. And it also, I had one customer come to me and say that she had used a benzoyl peroxide product, and it actually bleached her sheets because she rolled over on her side and her face touched her pillow, and it bleached her sheets.
Wow. And there's a lot of people are allergic to it now too. It's beginning to become a sensitivity. And I think that a lot of us think, and I don't know if this is just, when I was growing up, or if this is just how we kind of feel at first, is we think we have to like strip everything off our skins. There's no oils if you have oily skin, or no moisture and anything. And then we try to add it back with a bunch of products, but that's not doing our skin any favors, I've learned.
No, because if you strip your skin of that moisture, if you're using a super drying cleanser, a lot of anti-acne cleansers will be very drying. And if you're using a really drying cleanser and then you're using a really drying or mattifying product, your skin will have a rebound effect, and it's actually going to produce more oil to compensate for all the oil that you're driving out of it. So
and then you get in a really nasty cycle of trying to clean that off, and it just makes it worse because you don't know that that's what you're doing. Aha, this makes so much sense now. Yes.
That's why moisture balance is key. Even if you're listening and you're breakout prone, you don't want to dry your skin. You never want to strip your skin. You still want to use products that are keeping your skin moist, because that's healthy. That's good for your skin barrier. And also have ingredients like an alpha hydroxy acid, a lactic acid, which is my personal favorite, that will help your skin not only stay clear, but give you a bunch of other benefits. The reason I love lactic acid is because glycolic can be really harsh, especially as you get older. It's very effective, but it can be really harsh and can cause some irritation. Lactic acid is a little bit kinder and gentler to your skin. I'll geek out on you a little bit. It's because that the lactic acid molecule is a little bit larger than the glycolic acid molecule. So that's why it doesn't have as much irritation. So
that was for all the skin geek people like Bethany. No, that's good. I'm glad you explained it. It was just so cute. Go ahead.
I kept the jargon to a minimum, but I wanted to like.
No, it's good. Don't pander. We'll follow. Go ahead.
But the lactic acid is wonderful for that. So, and with Mask Me, you want to make sure that you're using a product that has, a lactic acid or another alpha hydroxy acid in it to help keep those pores clear. And using it sounds so obvious, but making sure you're using a clean mask every day. I mean, we have nurses that, use our products because they had the maskne from the mask and they're wearing masks all the time, even before COVID. So
Yes.
it's,
As you know, my husband works in the hospital system and he can't stand even cloth masks because the paper masks, he has them on all day long. So he actually just prefers to keep to the same kind. And he gets to take them on and off all day. But the people around him, the nurses and doctors and those people, they've got the same masks on for 8, 10, 12 hours in a day, and then they don't have time to change them, and then they have to, and they had shortages for so long, and then they had to clean them. They had to clean the paper masks for a while. So yes, that was a huge problem in that population.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So if you are someone, if you're in the restaurant industry, if you're in another industry where you're having to, if you're an esthetician, if you are, whatever your industry, if you're having to wear a mask all day long, make sure that you're replacing that. Have a wardrobe of masks, if you will. Make sure you're always having a clean one that you can put on.
I have a wardrobe of
Use the
masks.
disposable ones if you can. If not, make sure you have cloth ones that you've got, at least 7, so that you've got a fresh one every day and that you can be, throwing them in the washing machine on a regular basis or hand washing them. But then the second part is, using, a moisturizer that has alpha hydroxy acid in it, preferably lactic acid, so that it's less irritating to your skin, because that will make a huge, huge difference.
That's great to know. I think that's good for people even well out of the pandemic. I think just
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of places have to wear masks for their jobs, and whether it be dust masks or medical masks, or like you said, estheticians who don't want to, breathe acrylic nail dust while they're filing nails, when there's so many people who have to wear masks long before and long after this.
Oh yeah.
So that is very good information. So
You can take it up a notch too. If this is like, if you want to like take it even to the next level with that, you can always use LED. So red light, I'm sure a lot of people maybe have heard of red light therapy. Red light typically is for, um, you know, boosting collagen, which helps to, smooth out wrinkles, but it also is very healing to the skin. Blue light, people typically think of blue light as just if you have breakouts. If you can use red light for breakouts as well, and it's very, very, very healing. There's tons of studies on this. So if you want to take it up another level and you happen to have a red light, or there is a red light bed at your gym, definitely take advantage of it.
So you're telling me I need to get a red light ring light for my call so that I can get anti-inflammatory properties while I'm on my Zoom calls? Is that what you're telling? And this is what I'm hearing. Anyway, this is what I'm hearing, Bethany.
Well, I have seen the RGB lights that are out now, so it's a little bit different. So the red light, it has a specific wavelength that makes it effective for getting all those good benefits, skin benefits that I talked about. So you want it to be between 630 to 650 nanometers for the red light range. So now when you start going into like 750 nanometers and up, that gets into like an infrared range typically. That is great too. Completely different benefits though. That's really for injuries, inflammation, things like that. For what we were talking about, the boosting the collagen, the healing of if you have blemishes, it's also great for bruises. Um, that's the range that you want to look for. But
Okay, that's
it's not
interesting.
necessary. That's like if you want to take it up like an exponential notch and do that, you definitely can. But the other two tips that I suggested, those will help you a lot. Help you a lot with that maskne.
Well, thank you very much for that. So let me wrap up here with the giveaway again. So I am going to be trying the neck serum this week, and you guys can follow me for that on Instagram at Liza_Sivek_marketing, and on my Marketing Myths and Magic podcast Facebook group. And we will also have Bethany give us a video on the demonstration she talked about today, so we can post that as well in the group. and on social media. We'll post a link on the show notes. Our show notes are always on lizasivekmarketing.com. And Bethany, tell us where people can find Vertera, where they can find you to watch you.
Well, TikTok is an absolute obsession of mine. I am on TikTok all the time. So if you are on TikTok, you can find me at Bethany, Bethany, Vertera, Vertere. So that's the handle on TikTok. On Instagram, it's Vertera_skin_care. And on Facebook, it's at Vertera, Vertere.
Awesome. Thank you so much for these tips. You're doing a great job marketing this skincare, and you're doing a great job looking way younger than you are. And that's not all that you are, is a pretty young looking woman, but you're also a very smart woman who obviously has a great obsession with peptides and hydroxys and all that stuff. But that's a good thing. And one of the comments is one of the people we mutually have talked to on a Zoom call said, I want to know what it is that she does for that skincare because she looks so beautiful and shiny all the time.
Well, and that's one of the, I do. So this is another tip too. And I didn't think about this because it's kind of makeup related, but now that you say that, I don't use powder. I have not used powder for years. And that's a personal choice, but I'm going to tell you why I made it. The older that you get when you're using powder, it's obviously going to make you look matte, and matte skin tends to look older as we get older. So that's why you want that dewiness, that glow. That's youthful. So that's why I don't use powder. So
and you don't need to,
I
because
let glow show.
Yeah. And you can, and you look good doing it. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And you guys watch for that giveaway. When this podcast is live, you can look for that, and we'll have that giveaway for the first week. And we will also have the videos from Bethany on our social media and all her links again on the show notes. So thank you so much, Bethany, for being here and helping us with this today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And magicians, don't forget to subscribe, download, and follow the podcast so you don't miss a thing. And join the Facebook group Marketing Myths and Magic Podcast. We'll see you next time. Wow, another fantastic conversation done. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Don't forget that all the links mentioned will be in the show notes at lizasivekmarketing.com. And while you're there, if you're a business owner whose marketing is on life support, check out the Your Virtual Marketing Department offer and take the Marketing Health Report quiz for free. For less than the cost of a full-time hire, we can take your marketing from frustrating to lead generating with an entire marketing team. So check that out, and I'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Marketing Myths and Magic, part of the Xvadio Podcast Network. You can find us at xvadio.com/podcasts, as well as the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and wherever you find podcasts.